Hi, I'm Celeste Duffie, author of The Ass-Backwards Way to Move Forward. Dear poor people,
Lots of people die very violently, especially in hip hop.
Why?
Why?
Yeah, that's what I'm just like. I used to dismiss
Why?
it like you too. And then I started thinking, Deloris Tucker wasn't wrong.
See Deloris Tucker, who bashed rap music.
Well, she bashed gangster rap music.
Okay.
There's a difference. And she said, if we let this music get out and we let them keep doing this kind of music, they're going to be killing each other and they're going to be dying by the hundreds. That's what she said. She was right.
dear poor people, they say it's never too late to say I'm sorry. And I really hope that's true because a huge apology is owed. It is owed to one Miss C. Deloris Tucker. So I'll go first. Miss Tucker, I'm sorry. I apologize. We were wrong, and you couldn't have been more right. She predicted with pinpoint accuracy just how debaucherous rap music would become and the hip hop culture that spawned it. Talk about a slippery slope. For those of you who don't know, back in the 1990s, C. Deloris Tucker was a civil rights activist, and she and some clergy and some other civil rights leaders got together and they waged a campaign, in fact, an all-out war against rap music. At that time, they were calling gangster rap. She said that the music was a combination between hyper-violent lyrics and sexually explicit imagery. Popular chart-topping rappers, I mean people who the biggest in the game, they came for Miss Tucker, they came for her. She was absolutely vilified. The movement was excoriated. And they said she was doing the bidding of the white man.
Deloris Tucker, you's a motherfucker. Instead of trying to help a nigga, you destroy your brother. Worse than the other.
Now, the argument that they used was really interesting. And it was interesting to me because I feel like it is indicative of a serious psychological illness that is still persistent today. And the argument they used was, they said that they wanted to be given the same privilege that they thought was being extended to other racial groups. So for instance, and this was one that they used all the time, they said if heavy metal artists are irresponsibly able to take bikini-clad women and depict them strewn across the hood of a convertible red car, then they should be able to do that too. Well, if was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. They used the most abhorrent behavior of white male rockers to justify their creation of the most deviant and antisocial music without any care for the impact the music was having on the communities they were depicting. This is a perfect example of what I talk about in my book. To be poor, you must believe in the third principle of poverty, which is to pursue individual passion and personal happiness without obligation to others. These people were able to dupe the entire Black leadership class into accepting a nearly subhuman, buffoonish depiction of themselves as racial righteousness. And they treated the music with the same symbolic reverence that the young people in the 60s treated the raised black fist. And while C. Deloris Tucker and the other members of the Black leadership class were winning some battles, and they did win some battles, they absolutely lost the war. How do I know? I know because there are absolutely no restraints imposed upon rappers, nor the record labels that are profiting from this music are not being held accountable for the consequences the music has and the impact the music has on the community and on their consumers. And the black leadership of the time, and some can argue today, are so intimidated. They were so intimidated by being publicly positioned as being anti-black. And that was the genius of the rappers. They made the argument, if you're against us and our bad behavior, then what you're actually being is anti-black. And the black leadership class at that time, and maybe today, was so intimidated by that they fell into some kind of trance of silence. In fact, it reminds me of the scene in The Wiz when Eveline sent the poppies to Dorothy and the crew to put them into some kind of drug haze. That's what that reminded me of. And so you look back now, and it's been 30 years of this progression of rap. And so let's see. Well, what has happened while the black leadership class has been asleep and entranced? What has happened? Well, what has happened is this. A black man has rapped about a demonic fantasy where he slides down a stripper pole into the pit of hell and does a lap dance on the devil. This is not hyperbole. An actual lap dance. And no one bats an eye. The reason C. Deloris Tucker and the other members of the black leadership class have been put into perpetual silence, never to be heard from again, is so that rappers and their record labels can publicly disassociate themselves from the impact of the devastation that music is causing the community, and so that no one can point the finger at them.
I am here to put the nation on notice that violence perpetuated against women through the music industry in the forms of gangster rap and misogynist lyrics will not be tolerated any longer.
Thank you for watching. If you like this video, remember to like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification button so you'll know when I drop another video. I am Celeste Duffie, author of The Ass Backwards Way to Move Forward, and this is Dear Poor People.